What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of All Things Driving. If you're new to the channel, I am your host as always, Rashid White. All right, let's get into it. You guys see the title, you see the graphics. Miami bus driver actually shoots two passengers over altercation. And I believe in the story, what I was reading, I don't want to speculate right now. I'm going to get into the article. It was really over something silly. And I am a bus driver too, right? So I'm going to give my actual input on this, and let's get into the actual news scene over here. Let me just start this from the beginning, and let's get in.
Men during a fight on a Miami-Dade transit bus. Local 10's Terrell Fournier is joining us live from Miami Gardens with the latest on the investigation. Terrell.
And there were passengers on board that bus when all of it happened here at Northwest 183rd Street and 7th Avenue, most of them turning into eyewitnesses. And detectives have been interviewing these individuals one by one to get a better understanding of what actually happened. This is the Miami-Dade transit bus at the center of a crime scene Sunday, all after a double shooting that police say involved the driver of that county bus.
We know that the transit bus driver fired his weapons, and in results of that, two victims were transported to Aventura Hospital.
All right, so we don't know the full details. The bus definitely does have cameras. We have to see what actually happened. Now, if these two guys, were unarmed. They didn't actually have any weapons. It's really, really bad for the driver. He's gonna have to I don't know whether it would be manslaughter charges or murder charges. It all depends on what the actual video footage actually shows. So I don't want to speculate, but there's a lot of things that goes into this when it comes to these type of cases. Now, first would be like the age of the actual bus operator in itself. If he's like a frail 65, 66 something year old guy, and it's like two young guys coming at him to try to go beat him down, then I would say you can actually use a gun in that type of scenario right there. But you got to look at like what kind of really escalated this whole situation right here. Now let's go into this story, and I think it gets into more details. It was over a bicycle, right? From what I read and the research that I actually done, the two people, or it could be one of them, actually try to bring a bicycle on the bus when it should be mounted outside. My thing is like, all right, it's not a reason to get into a big altercation about. One, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not that many people on the bus, I've been in type of situations like this where people want to bring the bike on the bus. It's not really allowed, but 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, if it's not that many people riding, okay. But if it's like rush hour, then I'm like, nah, you can't, because somebody can trip and get hurt, on the bicycle now. But you got to know how to de-escalate situations. But this driver right now, he's going to be spending a lot of money on legal fees, right? Lawyers. Now, as per policy, from the Miami-Dade County Transit or something like that, whatever it's actually called, they don't want the drivers bringing in any kind of firearms or anything like that, any kind of weapons. So right now, the lawsuit for the two people that actually that are deceased right now, they are definitely going to actually win that. So it says transit operators are not allowed to be armed, says Juan Mendita, okay, a spokesman for Miami-Dade Department of Transportation and Public Works. Early Sunday morning, police said a county bus driver fatally shot two passengers after what authorities said was an argument between the driver and at least one of the passengers. So two people briefed on the shooting, which took place shortly after 3 a.m. Sunday said the operator was in dispute with one passenger about a bike. Passengers with bicycles must place them on the rack installed on the front of county buses. Yeah, man. 3 o'clock in the morning, and if it starts getting heated like that, just call the police. Me personally, I wouldn't call the cops. I would just let them ride with the bicycle. It's not that big of a deal, man. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not that many people out there. And there's witnesses, there's cameras, like normally when it comes to like situations where if he would just call the cops, so the police actually respond, man. You know, I had incidents on the bus, and you know, when it comes to like transit buses, the police usually responds right away, man. They usually get there 2-3 minutes. We gotta look at the actual video footage of this, and it will come out. But yeah, man, this is not cool over here, man. Now maybe that driver felt like the incident was like in, you know, I mean, like the area he was driving in wasn't really like in a bad neighborhood, and you'd rather be judged by, I guess, 12 people than carried out by 6 people. But like, dude, like, it's not that serious. Y'all guys don't not make a lot of money, man. So in terms of Florida, a lot of their bus drivers, I looked into it. A couple of months ago, no, actually a couple of years ago, they don't really make good money like that, man. They make $15-$16 an hour. You know, a lot of them are making $27,000 to like $30,000 a year, man. Yeah, he's not going to be able to pay like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for a criminal attorney. So again, I don't really know what happened over here, but this driver really kind of like instigated the whole situation. And then we got to actually look into his actual training, right? And when it comes to like policy, when it comes to de-escalation, I mean, all this stuff is actually going to come up when it comes to like a court case and everything, man. So I'm not just being like, yo, you're just taking the criminal side or anything like that. I mean, you know, these 2 guys are wrong for actually bringing the bicycle on the bus, but you got to really like, you know, read the situation and who you're kind of like dealing with. If they look like, you know, I don't want to be stereotypical over here, but if you got like crazy, like they look, you know, suspect pretty much, just it's not worth it, man, because you know how it's actually going to go down, man. I work in one of the worst, you know, areas in New York City, and it's just certain people like I look at, and I'm like, you know, I'm not a punk either or anything like that, but it's like, is it really worth me, like, you know, losing my job, you know, getting injured, getting hurt, having to spend money on criminal like defense lawyers? You gotta look at it, man. It's just not worth it over a bicycle, man. And they're gonna look, you know, they're gonna look at this, and this is, I don't know, man. Actually, this is worse than like really kind of like challenging the fare right here, right? Because I did videos on like other bus drivers either losing their life for challenging the fare, you know, getting into altercations, and it's not worth it, man. I keep telling people, just treat people like they're your best friends, right? Without the people riding the bus, you do not have a job. So we'll do a follow-up video on this when the actual video surfaces of what actually really transpired on the bus over there, man. So definitely like, comment, subscribe, certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.